time is 6 minutes past 7 o'clock. You're listening to WRUV in Burlington, Vermont. And special thanks to Brian Kling for letting us interrupt his program this evening, and to all the listeners who are tuned into the classical program. I invite you to stay tuned, for with me in the studio is one of the great phenomenons in music today. And we've just spent the last couple of hours touring around the area. And I'd like to officially welcome Yellowman to the area.
Yeah, I want to say I'm glad for this opportunity to do this show in Burlington for all my fans. Whether you're my fans or not, I'm glad to do this show.
You seem to be making fans everywhere you go.
Yeah, and that's a part of it, to make fans and make friends and let people get to know you more.
What do you really attribute the success that you've had in the last few years to? I know you had what I guess would be a rough upbringing, and
yeah, it was rough in my childhood days, when coming up, especially school. I used to have it hard with other children, but that doesn't matter or trouble me. It gives me more inspiration to push on through,
Become a stronger person.
Yeah.
And give something more back to the world.
Yeah,
That's great. Well, what do you think of our beautiful state of Vermont from what we just had a chance to see? You enjoy it?
Yeah, I think I would buy a house here and live here.
Maybe out by Shelburne Bay, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, we want to play some of Yellow's music, and again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in, and mention that Yellowman will be in town this evening. This is a first for Burlington, and right now we'll just give you a taste of his music.
Now you come to counteraction too. Especially request to you and God knows who. Yellowman DJ part 2 for you, so how do you do, Do it! To you. This one dedicated to you. You dig out your nose and you dig out boo-boo. Sometime I true, but this I wanna true. Hey, Jamaica, Alika, Miami. Jamaica, Alika, Miami. Come me say, down in Jamaica, the island of the sun. We plant sugar cane, we make white gum. When tourists come, make we have little fun. When tourists come, nobody shoot them down. Jamaica, Alika, Miami. Jamaica, Alika, Miami. We have telephone and a few hospital. We have telephone and a few hospital. That's how you know Jamaica crucial. Jamaica, Alika, Miami. Jamaica, Alika, Miami. Jamaican people no eat dry bread. Jamaican people no eat dry bread. They sleep on expensive bed and wrap up in a expensive spread. Jamaica, Alika, Miami. Jamaica, Alika, Miami. Say Kingston town is the capital. Kingston town is the capital. That's how you know Jamaica crucial. And in Jamaica people drive rental. Jamaica, Alika, Miami. Jamaica, Alika, Miami. Come on, in Jamaica the girls sexy. Left Jamaica and go to Miami. And when them write love letter to me, then little after that, me start read it. The first thing me see, hello sexy. Second thing me see, I hope you're feeling irate. Little feeling irate. Little feeling irate. Little feeling irate. Little feeling irate.
Where'd you come up? Jamaica, a little Miami, huh?
Well, it stopped at the right point, Feeling irate, because everybody feel nice and that Yellowman is here and everything. Well, the idea come upon, there's a certain place in Jamaica what they call Otrias. I think you've been there already. It have the feelings like Miami, because I've been to Miami and
kind of the tourist spot but real pretty.
Yeah.
And how else would you explain Ocho Rios?
Yeah, it's really nice and it's fantastic, you know. It's a nice place.
You go bathe in the falls.
Yeah, you know, Duns River Fall. You know, I think people should come down and look at it. You know, it's very nice. You know.
You ever go to a place called James Bond Beach?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. You know, I tour everywhere in Jamaica, from Mobay, come straight back to Westmoreland, Negril. Yeah, I think you love Negril too. You know. Yeah.
They have the good herb in the grill.
Yeah, a good sense to me.
Tell us a little bit about your home. You have a nice home up there. You mentioned most of the entertainers live up in that.
Yeah, most entertainer like Sly and Robbie, John Holt, and Black Uhuru, and plenty more artists live up that here. Dennis Brown. You know, it's a nice area. It's near the mountain. You know, it have a good atmosphere.
Okay, now let me ask you something. You mentioned before when we were getting something to eat that you had to make a call to Rosie.
Oh yeah, that's my wife. You know, I have to make a call to her when I'm through with this program because, you know.
You miss her.
Yeah, you know, miss you. I know you miss me. Yeah, that's Boy George.
And I was reading in the press release. It said that you've got a little youth now.
Yeah, a little boy. He named after the famous basketball player Karim Abdul-Jabbar, but his name is Karim Christopher Foster. You know.
Karim Christopher Foster,
Yeah.
and your true name is Winston Foster.
Foster, right?
And you drive. You really have a yellow Rolls Royce?
No, a BMW, yellow one.
It is yellow.
Yeah.
And so when you drive out, do people hail you up?
Yeah, but you know, when I try to disguise from people, I drive in a other car, you know.
Right. Like maybe one of those old Chevrolets.
Yeah, you know, or a taxi, because they know the car so much, you know. That's the anywhere they see it, they say Yellowman must be there or something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We got a next cut here. You did it when I was in Jamaica back in 1980. I don't know if this was really your first big hit, but Yellowman Getting Married came on strong. Was real big at the time.
Yeah, that's true. That's really made me popular in those times, you know.
Was that really when you got married, or you were married before that?
No, I don't married as yet.
You're not married?
No, but I call that lady in my life my wife because we're soon married, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the follow-up to that was called
divorce.
What?
Divorce.
And what about that?
You know, it's just like what I say in the first place, you know. I'm a commercial entertainer, you know. Like if you have this famous commercial near Where's the Beef or so, you know.
Mm-hmm. So you could do really any kind of music?
Yeah, anything. Calypso, blues, jazz, anything.
This one's called Divorced.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yellowman, why you divorce Susan, eh?
Boy, Fatila can't take it no longer. I just can't take it no longer. Seen? Boy, she ruined me life, boy. I'm getting divorced in the evening. Both Bob Susan get a lot of beating.
Why?
Me give her plenty money to look after me yellow baby. So take me to the family court and time. But listen, man, me just up in a jacket, me just up in a tie. As me reach a court, the girl a tell lie. The judge say, I know you never loved that guy. They tell me your Anna why she married I and I. Put her in the kitchen to fry some chicken. Put her in the kitchen to boil some rice. When me see where she do me ball, Jesus Christ. She burn up the chicken and go curry the rice. I'm getting divorced in the evening. Both Bob Susan get a lot of beating. Me give her plenty money to look after the yellow baby. So take me to the family court and time. But listen, man, Me one Susan, she have plenty man. She have three of them, we live a Portland. Say one of them man, one of them a Byron, and one of them a soldier in a upper camp. Me pack up me thing and go through the door. Me wave my hand and say goodbye Susan. Say as me meet you get you, yeah, she sing one song. Come back darling, give me another try. Why I'm never satisfied. You know, I'm getting divorced in the evening. Both back Susan get a lot of beating.
Tell me why.
Me give her plenty money to buy feeding her so happy. As night comes she gone let the yellow baby. But listen man, me love Susan till me go a Obia man. Me love Susan till me go a Obia man. The Obia man say I beg you stretch out your hand. Me stretch out me hand and then he read my palm. He open the Bible, he read one psalm. He say yellow man I go and tell you where they gone. Fatter than for you woman them just gone. Me no want, we fat in yam and left. Me no want, we fat in yam and left.
Why?
Fatted walk a mile and a half. Inna your gungo walk, Lord. Fatted walk a mile and a half. Inna your gungo walk. Know why? I'm getting divorced in the evening. Both back Susan get a lot of beating.
And that's the cut called Divorced from Yellowman. You know exactly how many records he got out to date? Do you have a count on it?
Well, call it 500. With 45 on LP and
Probably is that many, really, with all the 45s and...
yeah.
Well, I was mentioning before, I told you I saw last night I watched the Herbie Hancock and his Rocket Band with the Grand Mixer. And what do you think about this? A lot of, if you go into the city now, you see all the rappers have taken what has been a Jamaican style and developed an American style, which may have been developing all along the same way, but now it's starting to fuse, especially with you working with people like Bill Laswell and Michael Beinhorn, who also worked with Herbie Hancock.
Yeah. Well, I think the rapping, you know, it's gonna take over the whole world, you know, because down in Jamaica, the rapping is one of the biggest thing in Jamaica now, you know. There are many little youths in the street, children in school, they're rapping, you know.
Isn't that the way everyone's sort of brought up down there for a long time, right?
Yeah, it seems that way.
It's always a show, no matter where you go. The people don't need a stage to perform in Jamaica, from what I've seen.
No, they don't need it.
Well, I was reading a thing. One of the other DJs that you rate is a band named Josie Wales.
Yeah, well, Josie Wales is a fantastic DJ, and Charlie Chaplin, along with Peter Metro. You know, those are the DJs are fantastic down there right at the moment.
And I think each DJ probably has his own way that he invents his lyrics.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And I was reading about Josie Wales, an interview with him in the Black Echoes, which is a reggae magazine that's given you a lot of attention over the past couple of years. They said that Josie was quoted asking where he creates a lot of his lyrics. He said that he comes up with a lot of his lyrics when he's on the toilet.
Yeah, you know.
How about you for yourself?
Well, I come up with lyrics, you know, off the street, you know, like everyday thing. You know, like if I would hear that Michael Jackson get burned, or, you know, something special that the world relate to, you know, that go all over the world. I try and make a music off that, you know.
Well, how about this one here? You know, the Rubber Dub Soldier.
Yeah.
You think you could create some lyrics on top of this?
Yeah.
Well, it's your turn, Stark.
Yeah. Long speed.
We'll try that again.
Yeah.
All in pull up.
Yeah. Well, this one called Boogie for Me. The musical thing called Boogie for Me. And this one dedicate this one to everybody, you know. Hey, hey, boogie for me, everybody for me, go on. Boogie for me, crowd of people for me, flash it. Boogie for me, everybody for me. Come in nice up dance hall and party. Because ambition, me have enough ambition. Ambition, I have enough ambition. Hold up your hand because me turn champion. Hold up your hand, this are the King Yellowman. Jamaica is an island in the Caribbean. Jamaica produce a lot of champion. Say like Bob Marley and King Yellowman. Car boogie for me, everybody for me. Boogie for me, crowd of people for me. Hey, boogie for me, everybody for me. Nice up dance all and party. Because Yellowman a drop it in a style. Yellowman to make you feel irie. Dedicate this one to all YP. Smoking cocaine on your joint sensei. Hey, boogie for me, everybody for me. Boogie for me, crowd of people for me. Bim, boogie for me, everybody for me. Come in nice up dance all and party. Doughboys. I'm a man with enough ambition. I'm a man with plenty love. Yeah. No other DJ of this color I do. Red, yellow, and blue. I love you. I'm a man with enough ambition. Because what? Hey, ambition, me have enough ambition, boy. Ambition, me have enough ambition. Tell you Yellowman under style and fashion. Doughboys. Ribbit. Watch it. One. Hey, up to date, get yourself up to date, Lord. Up to date, get yourself up to date, car. Experience, me have enough experience. Experience, me have enough experience. If crowd of people love it, beg you beat down the fence. Experience, me have enough experience. Some say this, and some say that. Yellowman is the king of the crowd. Some say this, and some say that. Professor is the king of the crowd. You know Yellowman, here is black. Is 125 girl do that. So ambition, me have enough ambition. Doughboys.
You're listening to music from King Yellowman. And the scratch version, it seems like Jamaicans are starting to get into the scratching right now. Huh?
Scratching now, you know. Herbie Hancock style, you know. It's nice, you know. Nice styles. The scratching, kids dancing in the street, you know.
You think that this will really start to catch on in Jamaica? You think it can go that way, or is something that's maybe an American phenomenon?
No, well, it can go in the Jamaican way also too, you know, because eventually the rapping like Grandmaster Flash and Curtis Blue and those other rappers, you know, the same thing in Jamaica, we are all rappers, you know, but different style. They have the American slang and we have the Jamaican slang. Like they would say, "Hoo, ha, hoo, 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 ha," you know. And we, you know,
How
we
would a
say-
Jamaican go?
Jamaican would say, "Ribbit, go on," you know, like
Right.
that, you know.
I want to introduce Dr. Tuna here, the musical professor who wants to ask you a question.
Okay.
Yes, King Yellow. I know a lot of ladies are coming down to the concert tonight, and I've heard a number of them ask, because a lot of your music's about the ladies and how you feel about them. Sometimes pretty warm, sometimes kind of angry, you know. And so
Yeah.
this is a question coming to you from them. So how do you feel about the ladies? What messages do you send?
Oh well, you know, is some of the messages goes out to the men them eventually, because I talk a lot about women, you know. Some good, some bad, you know. Most of it is good, you know. You know, so eventually every show I do in the state and all over the world is always find the ladies in the front row, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think they love it, you know, a lot, because they love when somebody talk about them, you know.
Also, I wanted to ask, I just don't know very much about your background. I wanted to know your relationship to Rastafarianism.
Well, my relationship to Rastafari, I'm not a Rasta really, but I dig them a lot, you know, because I and Bob Marley was very good friend, you know, Rita and his children, you know, because whenever I'm at Tough Gang, you know, I have to leave before school over, because if Bob children come and find me there, they have to wrap the whole evening for them, you know. So Rasta is good people, you know. You know, not they are very religious, you know, and holy.
Do you think that there are some musicians in Jamaica who put on the dreadlocks without taking on the attitude, and or is it just a fashion to do? Say
Yeah, well,
dreadlocks?
some of them use it for a fashion, you know. You know, like most of them, you know, like say for instance, you know, Michael Jackson with Jerry Curl is here, and I find plenty of other youths doing it. You know, that is just the way in Jamaica right now. Bob Marley, Rasta, and most of them is not really Rasta. They you know, just following the style. You know, they just love that attitude. You know.
Some of my listeners have said that sometimes they think that reggae is black people's music and not really for white people.
No,
well.
well,
What you think?
no, well, that is a wrong question, because reggae is for everybody.
Yes,
Reggae is for everybody, because reggae carry a message and reggae is culture, you know. But people think is only black people music, but it's not really black people music alone, you know. It's for everybody, white, black, China, everybody, you know, because everybody listen to reggae music.
Right. Well, it touches my soul. I don't have dreadlocks. In fact, I might even be a bald head with the way things are going on my head.
Really,
you know?
well, to be a Rasta, let me tell you this. To be a Rasta, your hair don't have to long. Your hair your head could be clean a little more.
Yeah.
Just as long as you're a Rasta, you're a Rasta, right?
Yes, sir. Well, special thank you from me for you coming to Burlington.
Yeah.
I dreamed about it a long time.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to the show tonight.
Yeah, as far as I see now, it's very nice in Burlington. You know, it reminds me of Jamaica. You know, because my body there, he carry me around to the mountains and the lakes. You know, it's very nice. You know, I think I would come here a couple more times. Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a house for you down here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Summer house.
That's great. Yeah. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about Sagittarius?
Well, that band now, Sagittarius, is a very great band, you know. And right now they have a single out. It's called Arsman Scabby. You know, later on I can give you a copy of that music.
So, the horn section, and boy, it's really a great band, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great band. There's 7 pieces. The horn section, rhythm, bass, synthesizer, you know.
And you've worked with them for a time now?
Yeah, I worked with them a very, very long time. In fact, they were the first band that backed me when I coming out, you know, in the music world.
Which was about what? How long ago?
That was 74. That's a very long time, you know.
So 10 years now you've been on the scene.
Yeah, they are very great. Nice band, man.
Well, we have to invite everyone to come down and check that out then tonight.
Yeah.
What's the name? The music's called Horseman's Cabby?
Yeah, Horseman's Cabby. Yeah, that is a new style in Jamaica, right? At the moment.
Jockey fashion.
Jockey fashion, yeah. You know it. Yeah.
How about the new album? CBS has gotten behind you, and what's your impression of where it's going to go from here? Really, I think the first artist to get well, Dennis Brown had A&M behind him, but CBS is sticking their neck out here, and you're ready to go with it?
Yeah, well, it's very good, you know, for CBS to pick up reggae on the scene, you know, in their collection, because reggae is very international, you know, and most people out there don't really know about reggae. So it gives me a good opportunity to spread reggae all over the world, because CBS is a big company.
Is this an international deal then? That's the scope of Europe and
this
everything but Jamaica.
Yeah.
It doesn't pertain to anything that you would release in Jamaica.
No, it's gonna release in Jamaica also.
On CBS or be
CBS. Yeah.
And you think you'll still maybe do some work with Fathead?
No, I don't really think so, because the contract is only me alone, you know. So it wouldn't make any sense, you know. But I think I would do more stage show with Fathead.
So it's strictly, how is it for you to do a thing like, the first time I saw you appear was down in was in Portland, and Port Sakal, and it was a DJ set. And I remember, as I was telling you earlier, I had to climb up the building, the outside of the wall, just to peer in to get a peek at you, because people were crowded around the set, and it was just 2 turntables and a microphone.
Yeah.
How is that compared, doing a set like that, to maybe going on stage with a live band?
Well, the stage is completely different, because the people want to hear you and see you at the same time. So it's good that when you're on the stage, you know, it shows you international more.
Not a lot of the DJs probably couldn't handle that.
Yeah, I know that, you know. I know that, but I do. I handle it all over the world, you know. I know the stage, and I know the dance hall. With the dance hall, I keep it for the ghetto people, you know. I mean,
it really is the dance music, and the DJ is really a ghetto thing.
Yeah, because they can't pay to see my show, like when I have a show in Jamaica with Mighty Sparrow or Gladys Knight or Rick James or anybody.
I think that's the most fascinating thing about this music, not only the Jamaican reggae, but the rap music as being born out of the ghetto and now crossing over into a mainstream with turning it into an art form and getting everyone involved.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
And I think we have to give you a great deal of credit for that.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate that.
How about this one on this new album, this cut called Sea Cruise?
Yeah.
Can you introduce that one and tell us maybe why you put a Frankie Ford song on here?
Well, this one now, it's because most of the people don't understand the Jamaican rapping, you know, so after putting a line of that style, ooh-wee, in it, that the other people can relate to it, you know. Combine that with the foreign music is very good, you know. So I just do it that way.
It's who that I talk about who that when Yellowman I say who that. I must say